This stock is at $2.16 a share, and Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $4.17 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 93.05% increase. Hey guys, this is January 27th through 31st winning stocks, and we're going to look at the stocks that how they moved in on my watch list in this last week of January before we jump into February. For those who are familiar with this channel, you know I like to start with the S&P 500, the Dow, and the Nasdaq because those three let us know how the market is doing overall. And if we look at the SPY or the S&P 500, we notice that once again it dropped this week, but after dropping, it moved up through the week, but it's lower than the previous week. Next, we have the Dow. And with the Dow, this week it was sort of a sideways movement. Then lastly, we have the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq as well, it moved up later in the week, but it dropped from the previous week. Now we want to see what happens with this next week coming up because there's a lot of government changes that are happening. Then the tariffs being put on Canada and Mexico as well as China. So we want to see if those things have an effect on the market. But for now, let's take a look at the things on our watch list and see how they've been doing. And we start with Concentrix Corporation. Now, this company has an earnings report dropping on March 24th or later that week. And an earnings report, it's sort of like in school as children, we would have a report card that would tell how we've done over the last period. With businesses, they have what's called an earnings report. It explains how well they've done over the last quarter. And if that earnings report comes out good, the stock price can jump up. If it comes out bad, the stock price can drop. So we want to be aware of when earnings reports are coming up just before we're buying a stock. In any event, this stock has a 2.80% dividend. And if we look, we've noticed that out of the last 6 weeks, 5 of them were up weeks. They were just slight movements, not big, just gradual. But this stock is at $52.28 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $68.83 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 31.65% increase. Next, we have Heritage Global. This is an inexpensive stock. In any event, they have an earnings report dropping on March 12th or later that week. This stock is at $2.16 a share, and Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $4.17 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 93.05% increase. And we see that this has already moved up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. in a row. We want to see if it continues to move up, move sideways, or starts to break down. We have Myers Industries. They have an earnings report dropping on March 6th. And this stock is a $12.04 stock. It pays a dividend yield which is 4.49%. In any event, they moved up 2 weeks in a row. Second week being a slight move up. And then just last week's a slight move down. We want to see what it does moving forward. We have Greystone Housing. They have an earnings report dropping on February 20th or later that week. And this stock pays a 11.49% dividend yield. It's currently at $12.88 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $16.75 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 30.04% increase. And notice it moved up where we have around 3 weeks. There, then a slightly negative week, and then a more sizable move up just this last week. We have Marine Products Corporation Steels and Boats. This one's about to be removed from the watch list after this week. They have an earnings report dropping on April 23rd. It pays a 6.25% dividend yield. It's a $9.39 stock. However, Yahoo analysts estimate that it can move up to $8 in the next 12 months, which is already surpassed by 14.80%, which is why we'll be removing it from the watch list. We have InMode Limited. They have an earnings report dropping on February 4th. This stock is at $17.21. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $20.83 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 21.03% increase. We have Acadia Healthcare. They have an earnings report dropping on February 25th or later that week. This stock is currently at $45.11. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $61.38 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 36.06% increase. We have Anheuser-Busch, makers of Budweiser. They have moved up. We see 2 weeks here, and then last week was a slight week, still positive, but a slight week. They pay a 1.77% dividend, and they have an earnings date dropping on February 26th. This stock is currently at $49.18 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $69.75 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 41.82% increase. We have Afia Limited. They have an earnings report dropping on March 12th or later that week. This stock is currently at $16.15 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $19.67 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 21.79% increase. We have BWLPG. This stock has an earnings report dropping on February 27th, and it's currently paying a dividend yield of 26.73%. We see it moved up here around 4 weeks in a row. Then it dropped. This last week it came back up from where it dropped. This stock is currently at $12.67. Now, I recently raised this stock at an investment club that I visited. And when we read the description of the stock, what they do, and where they're located, it was mentioned that their headquarters was in Singapore, which scared a lot of people off from looking at it. However, one thing I would say is, I remember a while ago I visited another country. I visited Tanzania. And I was going to do a seminar there talking about stocks. So I met with somebody to speak about their local stocks. And that person was explaining to me the prices of our stocks don't move much, but we give very large dividends, which sort of offsets that. So you may find an international country, they may give a very large dividends. Unlike you'll find many stocks in the US who don't give any dividend at all, or maybe even under 1% or 2%, things like that. But I'd like to look into the fundamentals for these companies rather than just going off of, oh, the dividend is large. Can they afford to pay that? And if you could watch the Stock Sage, look at the Stock Sage app, it actually shows you whether the company that's giving you the dividend can afford to give it to you. In any event, we have Gray Media. They pay an 8.56% dividend. And they have an earnings report dropping on February 27th. This stock is $3.74 a share. Yahoo estimates it can move up to $5.80 in the next 12 months. If it does, that'll be a 55.08% increase. We have Petróleo Brasileiro, and they are another stock that's about to be removed from the watch list after this week. They pay a 19.92% dividend or dividend yield, and they have an earnings date on February 26th. This stock is at $14.21 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate they can move up to $16.64 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 17.10% increase. And notice they've already moved up 5 weeks in a row. We have Astrana Health. They have an earnings date dropping on February 25th or later that week. Moved up 2 weeks in a row and then a little sideways. They're currently at $36.87 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate they can move up to $62.10 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 68.42% increase. We have Adobe Inc. They have an earnings report dropping on March 12th. This stock is currently at $437.45 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate they can move up to $573.34 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 31.06% increase. We have J.M. Smucker Company, another one that's going to be removed after this week. They have an earnings date dropping on February 25th or later that week and currently pay a 3.80% dividend yield. This stock is currently at $106.89 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate they can move up to $125.31 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 17.23% increase. We have Nike, another one to be removed after this week. They have an earnings date dropping on March 19th or later that week, and they pay a 2.08% dividend. This stock is currently at $76.90 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate they can move up to $86.78 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 12.84% increase. We have New Oriental Education and Technology. They have an earnings date dropping on April 22nd or later that week. This stock is currently at $48.76 a share. Yahoo analysts estimate it can move up to $67.36 in the next 12 months. If they do, that'll be a 38.14% increase. And we have Electronic Arts. They have an earnings date dropping February 4th. This also is going to be removed from our watch list after this week. They pay a 0.62% dividend yield. This stock is at $122.91 a share, and they will move up to, Yahoo analysts believe they will move up to $148.46 in the next 12 months. If so, that'll be a 20.78% increase. So, that is it for our stocks for this week's winning stocks, guys. I look forward to speaking to you in the next video.